2024 at the Stade Makis Stadium in Antananarivo. We're here with Sneh in the commentary box as Cameroon prepare to take on South Africa.
Good afternoon, everybody, from all the way from Antananarivo, Madagascar. We've got a big game here with us, Amber. I think it's the second time South Africa has met Cameroon in this competition, and coming in as basically the reigning champs, South Africa have got a strong team led out by a very strong captain as well. 43rd test match for Nolusimbiso Boy, number 4 and the captain for South Africa. I think it's going to be a thriller of a game. I'm really excited for this one. I would be biased to say I'm going to call it in the beginning stages, but I'm really excited to see what's going to go on today, and really excited to see this game as we prepare for the national anthems. So up first, we've got the national anthem of South Africa, who today is actually the home side in this fixture. I think let's get set for that.
Who's ready as we stand for the national anthem? Setting up, getting ready to go on the pitch. We're going to looks like we have a great lineup here for the starting lineup for the South Africa team. some new faces and some old faces now.
Yes, looking at just the experience of that team. And then we've got the Cameroon women's rugby team as well there. Looking at some experienced names that are coming back from last year. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a great game. And
I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the teams have improved over the last year. I know that they've taken a lot of time. They've taken a lot of time, especially I know with South Africa, it's been a long journey since 2023. There's been a lot of time put in to improving our setup, and it would be great to see how Cameroon have improved since last year.
Yes, definitely. I think every time teams come into a competition like this, it's you want to come here with your best team. You want to come here and prove a point. It is a big cup for Africa. It is a big cup for women's rugby. And there's a lot up for grabs with winning this Africa Cup here in Madagascar. And I'm really excited to see what Cameroon has to offer and also what South Africa can bring to the table this year.
There is a lot on the line. Obviously, winning this takes you through to qualify for the World Cup. As well as qualification for the WXV tournaments at the end of the year.
Yeah, that is huge. We look here as Cameroon has the kickoff, and we see South Africa playing with the wind, playing from right to left, and the Cameroon team playing from left to right. Let's get going. First kickoff of the game.
Straight into the props hands.
Yes, into Sanelisiwe Charlie's hands.
Big tackle from the Cameroon side.
It's going to be a game of big hits. That is something that we can just expect. These girls look fit, they look ready, and they look great as Romani Potrita launches one straight in the air for Michaela Samboya. And that's a great exit for South Africa. You can already see they're playing in the half of Cameroon, which I think every team wants to do that. You want to be in the other opposition's half.
Yeah, we don't like to play in our own half, do we?
I don't think any team likes to play in their own half. It's quite dangerous as we see the first line out for this match for Cameroon. The throw is good from the hooker there, Olga Obise. Intimidating fingers pointed there from the South African team, putting pressure on the 10 there for the kick.
And I think we can expect a lot of kicking from Cameroon.
Yeah, most definitely. I think when a team is in their own 22, you want to try and exit. You want to try and get into your opposition's half and play some rugby there, but you don't really want to play rugby in your own 22. It's always very dangerous, I believe. Exit kick is good there.
Setting up for Cameroon's lineup.
I think the 10 there, Priso Ndingo, is going to play a very critical role in this game with making sure that she controls the game and controls the pace of the game. A big hit there from Nompumelelo Mate on the 9 of Cameroon. Onieri Free Mbu. And South Africa have their first line out for the match. Let's see what they can do with this one. We know South Africa is very strong in the air. We know they're strong in the scrums, so it's going to be quite a contest.
Yeah, South Africa's a massive set-piece team.
set piece here, and we playing some rugby now, ladies and gentlemen. As we can see, Cameroon starting to build a few phases and straight into the hands of Ndingo, who goes out for an exit, and a very good exit. And Cameroon have now got the ball in South Africa's half. Amber, I mean, you are a forward player. You tell me, what is going through your mind if you're a Cameroon player right now? You've got a line out in South Africa's half, close to the 22. What's the plan?
I think you're constantly expecting South Africa to maul. South Africa has a massive mauling game, and as you can see, we are quite strong in that maul game. I think being a South African player, your first thing is physicality. But when you're playing against teams from other African countries, the same thing applies. It's a huge game when it comes to physicality. So I think during this game, you're going to expect some big hits, some big mauls, some big scrums.
Definitely, I think, South Africa set pieces right through from your SA schools team to your women's side, to under 20s, to the men's side. So it's something that's in our DNA. Physicality is something that's in our DNA.
Definitely, and I think we prioritize it so much within our game. And I think it's something that every player knows, that when South Africa steps on the pitch, the set piece is going to be strong. And a great maul coming here from South Africa. Can they keep it moving? Yes, they can. Looks like turnover.
Yeah, I think the maul just not coming through together there for South Africa. They had it, and Cameroon didn't go in and try and stop it. But Nomsa Makwai still had the ball in her hand, and I believe that's the rule in rugby, that if the lock still has the ball in their hand, then that maul can move.
Can still move forward, yes.
It hasn't been passed on.
This was a thing that happened with us last year in the same competition. We had to learn how to deal when someone steps off. And it comes down to rugby knowledge of within the teams and the set piece and all the laws.
Definitely. As we see another kick from the fly half there, Ndingo, and the ball not going out, finding touch there. I think just today it's a windy day.
Another big hit.
We've got a breeze coming from the right to the left, and that's why we say South Africa is playing with the wind in this first half.
A breeze is a little bit of an understatement.
That is very true. It is quite a windy day here in Madagascar.
I think within the stadium, within the shape of the stadium, that is also going to be a big contester for the lineouts. You know, the wind swirls in the stadium, which is going to give us some maybe not straight throws, or make it a little bit more difficult on those hookers.
Yeah, definitely. And also on the kickers.
On the kickers too.
The kickers, the 10s, the 15s, trying to get kicking for touch. I think you're not looking for distance now, you're just looking for touch, basically.
Just looking for touch. Mary Zulu setting up to take the kick. She was in the team last year when we came down to Antananarivo. And a great kick it is. I think South Africa will look to maul here again. And I think we have some new spaces in the line-out setup. We have Samantha Els, which is her first start for South Africa.
As we see Cameroon trying to just dismantle that maul, but South Africa keep it tight. They keep it together, and they keep moving. Oh, I spoke too soon. Commentator's curse is what it is, right? As we see Nomsa Makwai, who is recently back into the Springbok setup, taking up that carry, making meters, is Verushka Grain, the outside center of the Springbok women. Romandi Potrita just digging for the ball there. not finding any luck, but South Africa get the penalty there. And they come back for the penalty on the more. Well, the plan is quite simple here. You can already see South Africa had a penalty right under the poles, and they decided, no, we're not going to go for it. We're going to go for touch, and we're going to take another line out.
Like we said, South Africa is that mauling team. If we can get it together.
I mean, we've looked at now the first 10 minutes of the game, or 9 minutes of the game, and you can already see there's quite a clear-cut plan from the South Africans here. It's to play rugby in behalf of Cameroon and to win those set pieces. Amber,
here we have the wind.
Yeah, you said it.
It is going to be definitely a factor within this game. Things we like to see, scrums, coming from a prop.
Yes. I was waiting for you to say something about that. And this is the first scrum of the game. Belongs to Cameroon. And let's see what they can do with it. South Africa's just a bit too eager on that first one. Oh no.
So no, we've got the number 3 down.
We're looking at Alea Tonjan-Jarman, who's gone down now. Before that scrum actually happened, I'm not too sure what happened there. Alea just earning her 3rd cap.
She's in safe hands.
Yes, you can't go wrong with that.
Hands.
Yes, you can't go wrong with that. Dr. Mushe around. But I mean, if you're looking at something like this, you don't really want to have such an injury so early in the game. And with your tight head prop, it's difficult.
Yeah, and I mean the conditions here, and for a prop to come off the bench at this time of the game, it puts a lot of pressure on them.
It does, but I mean, I think when you look at a team, you hope that the coach has selected a team that is strong, straight through from number 1 right through to number 24, number 23. You want the team to be strong, and you.
Definitely. And I think Louis Kuhn has definitely made strides a lot when it comes to fitness. I know he's put a deep emphasis on the team being incredibly fit and being able to play 80 minutes at a time.
Just having a look at the replay there, and I'm not really too sure what happened there with Alea. It's not clear what happened, and it just doesn't look great from our end right now.
It looks to be like a shoulder, something that's gone wrong.
Oh, Amber, we are here in Madagascar, Antananarivo, and I mean, it's my first time in Madagascar, and I've definitely been enjoying my time here. Looking at the crowd, they've definitely come out in numbers. And I'm sure it's still going to pack up, because after this we've got Madagascar versus Kenya, so the home country.
Definitely, it's great to see that there's so much support for women's rugby. You come all the way over to Madagascar, and it's incredible to see that people are supporting it. And I think it's been great to see, just having a walk around. I was here last year for the same tournament, and the improvements that they've made has been really, really good. It's been great to see. Our pitch looks really good today. Just walking around the stadium, it's just great to see that they've put so much effort into this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge tournament. I mean, and really grateful to World Rugby for this opportunity of just furthering women's netball in Africa, furthering women's netball all over.
I think it's so important to have these games to showcase African talent. It's definitely something that we strive ourselves on. We've got a huge rugby commitment to Africa. I mean, it's our national sport. We love it. So it's nice to see that these kinds of tournaments can expand that to not just South Africa, but to the whole African nations.
Most definitely. I think we just saw the bench of South Africa there, looking at the big names of Randriarimanana, looking at the big names of Lusanda Dumke, players that have been here at this tournament. And right now we're looking at the bench of Cameroon, players looking ready, players looking set to get going. And the replacement for Aliyah Tonjan-Jarman will be Aziza Mkiva.
Yeah, Aziza also played in this tournament last year. So at least she has a knowledge of the heat that she's playing in.
And the windy
conditions.
It's good to see Aliyah on her feet and walking off the field there. It's never a great feeling or never a great sight to see a player walk off the field in such pain, but we trust that this is not a big injury and that the doctors can just help her and get back.
And a big round of applause from the crowd here supporting her off the pitch. And
we're back to business. Back to that scrum.
Back into the scrum. It's a dark place in there, Stade.
I wouldn't know. I'm a backline player. I stay out of there.
You either love it or you hate it.
Oh. Which one is it for you, Amber?
I absolutely love it. It's the only thing that made me start rugby.
Oh, okay.
I saw a scrum and I said, I want to be in that.
South Africa dominating that scrum, getting the ball out, and Romani Potri tries to put some pressure there on Priso Ndingo, who gets the exit out just on the 22 of the Cameroon half.
Let's see what we can do here.
Another line out for South Africa. Lindelo Gwala here has a big responsibility with the wind, with these conditions, to try and get that throw as straight as possible.
It's a good save in the air there.
What a good take there from Nomsa Makwai. And the maul is set up. It's moving. Steadily, it's moving. Oh, what a big push. South Africa have the penalty there. The maul being sacked.
They seem to have worked out a few answers to our mauling game, albeit they are getting penalties from it, but I think they're definitely trying to stop it with everything they can.
Well, this is going to be the nature of this game. I think the nature of this game is just going to be South Africa going for those set pieces, those scrums, those lineouts. So, I mean, if you were a team that analyzed and if you're a coach, you would have sat down and said, listen, how do we stop these mauls? How do we counter these scrums? And how do we just basically counter the line speed and set piece ability of the South Africans as from Cameroon?
The South Africans like to say they're a blend of power and pace, and that's definitely something that is true. Our backline are phenomenally quick. And here we go with the big push.
There it is.
Can we get it over the line? Yes, we can.
Over the line.
Yes,
and the try
we can.
is given. South Africa on the board first, and I believe there the person who dotted it down is Lindelo Gwala there at the back. And that's what they set out to do, essentially.
Yeah. Essentially.
You look at it.
I think Baba Walacha would be very happy with that. Essentially.
Definitely. You know how she is. South Africa going out, getting the first points on the board. Lindelo Gwala putting up the try there for the South African team. It was the intention the whole time.
We had to maul it over that line. That's exactly what we set out to do. We maul for penalties, we scrum for penalties. It's the South African way. Mary Zulu here, as she steps up for her kick.
It's coming.
And slots it, she does.
Well done, Mary Zulu. Like we said, South Africa is playing with the wind here, so the kicks are going to be assisted by the wind. Might be tougher on the second half when South Africa has to play against the wind.
Definitely.
But I think they will look to take advantage of that.
And it's nice to see here from the Cameroon side how much of a fight they're putting up. You know, the improvements from last year are really showing.
And it's a deep kick there from Priso Ndingo.
Mate with a big carry.
Romandi Potita setting up for that high up and under.
And it's not just the mauling that it's going to affect. It's going to be our line-outs, and it's going to be our kicking as well with this wind.
I think the kick there from Romandi Potridge is just not going the way that she would have wanted. Finding touch immediately.
And straight over the top. It looks like the ref has called it back.
South Africa get the penalty there. It looks like it was not straight from the hooker there of Cameroon, Olga Mboise.
Let's see how we set up for the scrum.
Another big push from South Africa. And they're looking for that penalty. They're looking for that penalty. And they get it.
Movement. You know, it seems, Snare, that it seems you have to get further and further up the pitch in these scrums these days to get the penalty. It's getting hard now.
Yeah, it's getting harder. With the maul penalties, with the scrumming penalties, you need to work. A team needs to work really hard to actually get those penalties. And
it's a great kick there.
Mary Zulu with the boot, and she makes sure that she gets some meters and gets us in the 22 of Cameroon. Time just being called there. I think some technical issues there with the referees not being able to hear each other.
And you know, Snare, we're just going back to talking about how we want to showcase South African talent, you know, in these kinds of tournaments. You know, it's great to see that it's being broadcast on so many different levels as well. You know, that gives us a chance to show what South Africa and other African countries have to offer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the power of visibility and the power of exposure when you can watch this game Facebook Live, you can watch it on YouTube Live, you can watch it on Rugby Pass TV, so many other channels. You've got Super Sport as well with us today, so
the accessibility for the women's rugby is definitely improved.
And I love
you
it.
know, if you can see it, then you can dream it, and it's so good for, you know, young girls coming onto the scene to be able to watch this, because it gives them an opportunity to see what, you know, women are capable of doing.
The throw in there from Lindelo Gola not going to the hands of Nolusindi Soboy, the most experienced player, most capped player in the Springbok women. And Cameroon now had a chance. They tried to kick it out, and that didn't go as planned. So South Africa again with the line out, and let's see if they can make this one, get this one to hand.
Just looking a little bit messy in those lineouts.
What a block from Nompumelelo Mate. She went right for the 10 there, Prisondingo, and she made sure that she put her body on the line, and that's what this game is about.
She is definitely a very physical player.
Cameroon also playing here with so much aggression, so much power. You look at how right now 2 lineouts, they contested 2 lineouts, and they actually got the upper hand in those lineouts.
Definitely. So the improvements from last year for Cameroon is great to see. It just goes to make this competition, you know, so much more competitive.
Yeah, and it also really just speaks to the coach's analysis and the preparation of a team to know that, listen, these people do 1, 2, 3, and we need to counter that.
Exactly.
The whole Cameroon
and
team.
The whole team in the small.
The whole Cameroon team out, and if South African can just get this ball out right here. It's short there from Nompumelelo Mate, who tried to lean over. Held up is the call from the referee, and we go back to that more penalty.
Cameroon definitely making South Africa work really hard in this 22.
It's not going to come easy. It's not going to come easy for South Africa, and I believe that they also knew that coming in, because Cameroon wants this as well. Cameroon also wants to play WXV. Cameroon also wants to go to the World Cup, so
definitely
they're not going to let this go easily.
Ooh, things just not going quite right in the lineouts. Like we said earlier, this wind is definitely getting the better of everyone. It really does swirl in the stadium. It's way more. Back into another set piece. Our forwards are working overtime here.
Definitely working. But I don't know, you kind of look at this situation, and yes, we're getting the line outs, but instead of going for that maul, how about you try and make that maul and just give them a dummy and then give it to the back line and see what the back line can do with that.
I do agree. There has been a multiple times where we've had an overlap on the outside.
Prisondingo has a lot of
work. Keeping it in.
Kawe tries to keep it in there. And that's another player, very experienced player, the sister of Kumisa Kawe, who was the captain last year for this tournament for the South African women's team. Kuma Kawe, a very big stepper. I would know because she stepped me a few times at practice.
Let's see.
Line out for Cameroon.
And it's good.
Goes right to the back, and like I said, Prisondingo playing a very critical role today at that 10 position, making sure that she just gets her team, gives her team a bit of breathing space, hey?
I think the forwards could do with it. They're working very, very hard to keep South Africa out of their try line.
I'm just looking around and I'm seeing the stadium packing up again. It's just over there from Lindelo Akwala, and it is picked up from Cameroon at the back. And Cameroon now with possession. Oh, what a play
Cameroon
there from the Teclair Marlies from Cameroon.
South Africa with great line speed, and they get through. The 10 is off. Off she goes.
Prisondingo going and working leg drive, and she's working hard.
She is definitely one of the players to watch.
On the field there, just looking at Samantha Els, looking very uncomfortable, looking in a lot of pain as well.
This is not good for South Africa.
But let's just talk about that line break from Cameroon. It came from, I'd almost say, almost from nothing. A line out gone wrong from South Africa, and here goes Prisondingo, gets the ball, a step here, a step there, and right through the South African defense.
Definitely.
Great line speed from South Africa. I'll definitely
great line speed. But it's nice to see them playing some rugby. like to see them getting the ball out, and a nice little run there from the 10. I think she's definitely a player to watch, in this tournament, the Cameroon number 10. We're going to go back and have a look at this lovely line break from our number 10 from the Cameroon side.
Right from the ruck there, the 9 gives it to the 10. Oh, hand off there, and she's gone.
She is doing a great job to just keep pumping those legs. She looks for that offload as well. It's nice to see. It's something that you've got to watch with Cameroon, because they do have a very good offload game.
Definitely, and just Lindelo Gwala working really hard there. But looking at that replay as well, I just saw there that Samantha Else actually just tripping over Lindelo Gwala, so teammate on teammate. But also we see the player from Cameroon being walked off the field as well, and I'm not too sure what happened there with that instance. The number 9 of Cameroon, Honorine Free, just looking uncomfortable on the side of the pitch there as well, as the doctors take care of Samantha Else on the pitch. But we said a lot is up for grabs in this tournament. We're looking at WXV 2.
Yes.
And we've got 4 teams in this tournament. South Africa, Cameroon, Kenya, and the host nation, Madagascar.
Yes.
And looking at those teams, I mean, what pops out to me immediately is obviously South Africa and Kenya, 2 teams that are already playing in WXV. South Africa now
XV2 last year.
WXV2 last year, yes. And Cameroon in WXV3.
It was interesting. I don't know if you had actually watched some of the games, but Kenya played incredibly well in that tournament, and they gave a really hard time to Ireland, as well as Spain. So, it's great to see them come out here. I think it's going to be a very, very close game between South Africa and Kenya. And, they come out here wanting the exact same things as we do. We all want to go to the World Cup. We all want to go to XV2. It's such a great tournament, and it was so great to see that last year, what a success it was in all 3 of the categories.
Definitely. It speaks to also just the strength of this game growing in Africa. Looking at Kenya, they played games against Colombia, played against Kazakhstan as well. And those are just games to boost your momentum as a team. It's test matches, it's experience under the belt. But also for South Africa, playing against teams like Samoa, playing against teams like Scotland, that's where you want your players to be playing, because that's where at the end of the day, the Springbok women or a team like Kenya aspires to be, being ranked in the top 10 in the world.
And I think it's quite difficult. We sometimes feel that we're miles away from where everything is happening. So these tournaments really make it much more accessible to have the opportunities to play these teams, to play the USAs and to play the Italys, to play those top tier teams, which is just going to, increase the value of the rugby that we currently play. So it's just going to make things get better and better and better. It'd be great to see, even Kazakhstan, like, them being able to have access to play, higher ranked teams. It just opens up for, improvement across the board for all the women's teams.
Yeah.
I think that's why this is such a valuable tournament, because it helps Africa in itself just get better. And I think, and that's the thing with women's rugby, is just having that access to play each other, on a big stage is so important.
At the end of the day, I mean, that is the most important. And South Africa actually at the back of a European tour. There's my tongue twister there. Coming back from Europe, where they played 2 friendly matches or training matches against Scotland and Wales, and also played 2 test matches against the USA and Spain. And I think that's the experience that we talk about. Those are the matches that we talk about. They're saying that the teams want to play. As we see some of the dignitaries of Madagascar that are here watching the game.
We're going to go back and have a look at the South African try. We set up a good maul.
That maul there, Lindela Kwala just looking for the ball and finally has it. Oh, Nomsa Makwa is so strong there, and the addition of Sizo in that maul was just huge. She gave in there
very hard,
and she gave a boost.
Samantha L's just going off the pitch, unfortunately in a stretcher, but she's in safe hands. Dr. Moshe, one of the best. He is the South African team doctor. Looks to me like it might be an ankle or a knee. But that's the game of rugby, unfortunately. It is a physical game.
It's tough. You don't want that. You don't want it's your first game of the tournament. You've still got 2 games to go, and already 2 players, 2 of your front row players, well, your forwards.
Yeah, it's not looking good for South Africa.
But I know that they've got the very capable hands of Vaina Ubisi, who has now joined the game. And Vaina, a great player that hails from the Blue Bulls Daisies. Young player, but immensely grown and mature player in this game of rugby.
Definitely, and I believe she's only been within the team for a year, and she's become integral to the South Africa lineouts.
What a maul! Sorry, Amber,
just keep moving. You would just keep moving.
Moved. South Africa do have the penalty. Let's see what
we're going to do here. We're going to get our backs involved in this game.
It does seem that way.
Cameroon really putting in some big hits here.
Oh, what a tip off.
Very good tip there. And support. Can they get to her quickly? Ramandi Pulheta not having time to get that ball away. But we have a replacement, and Charlie.
Insanilisiwe Charlie, the prop.
Everyone can play nine, they say. But don't tell the nines.
Oh, what a kick there from Mary Zulu. Just putting in a little grubber there and actually finds touch. This game has just come alive in literally 2 minutes. Another line out for Cameroon, and well, we know what they're going to do. They're going to get this ball and they're going to exit. Because they don't want to be playing in their own 22.
Let's see what they can do here. Ball.
Nompumelelo Mate getting that ball at the back of the line out. Does well. And the ball is out for the South African team.
Great carry.
Like I said, Vaina Ubisi coming in and already making meters already. What a strong carrier there from Sizo.
We have Charlie taking it in. Forwards working hard here.
Very hard again with Nompumelelo Mate. Oh, big hit from Cameroon, driving Vaina Ubisi back to the 5 meter.
Cameroon working so hard on this defense. They've been good all game.
They've really been good all game. They've been strong defensively, and when they had the ball and could attack, they did exactly that.
Looks like we're going to go for another line out, which means more time.
I mean, looking at the players from Cameroon, it is taking a toll on their bodies. You can see hands on the heads already. And if I was a South African player, I'd say, let's go maul again. Oh, power.
It does take a
from
lot
that
of energy
maul.
to bring the Springboks down.
Cameroon.
Can they keep it going?
Oh, another try there from
That is-
Lindelo Gwala. That was beautiful mauling from the South African team.
Can she make it a hat-trick?
Oh,
I think it's everybody's goal.
too early to tell, but we're only 25 minutes into this game. South Africa already up by 2 tries to nothing of Cameroon. Cameroon really trying really hard, really pushing, and this first 25 minutes from Cameroon has just been incredible defense, and on the attack as well. When they had that opportunity, they ran with the ball. They're a dangerous side with ball in hand.
Mary Zulu up for the kick again.
Just the conversion from Mary Zulu on the try. Taking her time and going through the process. Oh, just hits the upright there, and unlucky there.
Just having a look back at this try. It's just a big mauling game. South Africa 12, Cameroon 0. This game is turning into a physical battle between these two teams.
That's exactly what we expected, though. A physical battle, but also the wind picking up in the stadium right now.
Definitely, I think you're going to have to be really smart when it comes to kicking in line-out time, just to play it safe, just to get the ball in someone's hand.
What a deep kick there from Priso, my apologies, Priso Ndingo, getting a really deep kick into the South African 22, and Rumandi
looking to exit.
Ooh.
Oh, and well played there from Michaela Samoy.
She saw that she wasn't going to get there and said, you know what, I'll make the hit instead.
She was right on top of her.
Cameroon with the penalty there. Off feet is the call from the ref.
Looks like they're going to go for touch as well.
They want to play. They want to play. This is just that kick from Rumandi Potrita.
You know, and it's great decision making from her. And you know, she hasn't played rugby for very long. She's definitely come a little bit later into the sport, and she's exploded onto the scene. She's a very good winger.
And again, it's over. Nompumelelo Mate all over that ball, driving and pumping.
And that drive from Sizo, the number 8 for South Africa.
Oh, backline
and
ball.
Backs are getting into it. Oh. But you know, that's the rugby we want to see. It's exciting. Right, we're going to take the kick again from Cameroon. Keeping it in. South Africa running with such intent in these carries. sometimes I feel it's better to be on the South African team just so that you don't have to play against them. There's some big bodies and they do carry incredibly hard.
I mean, if you're going to bring physicality, that's the only way to do it. It's to carry hard, and it's to make sure that you're working really hard, even when you get tackled, to stay on your feet until your support is there.
Let's see what we can do with some space once we found the edge.
Oh, that
Knocked
ball,
on.
just a low for Meru Zulu from Romandi Port Wheatley, but just a touch on the back. They're still in this game. These are things that I always say in a game. You expect them. You expect these little things to creep in. It's how well you can bounce back from it.
Definitely. Intimidating faces in the backline setup of the Springboks.
Just the ref setting that scrum there. Oh, and South
Looks
Africa.
like immediately turned over.
Well done to the Springbok women, just immediately turning that ball over from Cameroon scrum.
There's one thing we can do.
It's scrum.
It's scrum.
What a ball there. What a move.
Yes,
Offload.
let's play some offloads. Let's play some rugby.
Almost there with... Oh, my word. And the referee just cuts us a bit short. I think that was a forward pass there from Mary Zulu to Michaela Samboya. So the ref just takes it back to that scrum penalty that we got.
You know, when they get that ball moving, it is incredibly exciting.
It's almost like death touches there from the Springbok women's team. Every touch on that ball, every carry on that ball is just meters and meters and meters inching into Cameroon's half, inching into their 22, inching into their 5, and hopefully getting into the try line, over the try line.
They take the ball very quick.
Vaina Ubisi at the top of that line out again.
Cameroon just throwing everything in to stop the small.
They really are,
They're
but
moving forward.
nothing will stop
Here we go.
a South African maul.
Is that Lindawa?
Gwala with the hat trick.
You know, they talk about commentators' curse. I think I might be her lucky star.
Oh, yes. Looking at there the bench of South Africa as well, just applauding the play from their teammates.
You know, it's never nice to be under the posts after a try, and you've got to work really hard to get back into the game after, you know, opposition has been in your side.
And I think that's just what Cameroon must do. They must just stay in it, like stay in this game, stay pushing, stay fighting. And when they get that opportunity, that one opportunity like they did just a few minutes ago, just take it and run with it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them just play a little bit more on top of us, you know, the South African team. It'd be nice to see them have those running rugby, because that's what they're good at. There we go, slotted straight through for Mary Zulu.
Mary Zulu with the conversion and just making sure for the South African team that we get 4 points on the board as we re-look at the small. A big fight there from Cameroon, trying to just wheel that line out, that maul around. But Lindelo Gwala staying nice and square there at the back, staying behind the defenders, behind the other forwards, and getting in there over that try line.
I think there's nothing better for the forwards than getting more tries, because that's all we strive to do. Cindy Boy with a big carry.
No Cindy So Boy. She just showed now why she's the most capped player, why she's the most experienced player. That carry there, looking at, 15 meters just of pure running.
Contestable kick from Ramandi Potgieter. And a big hit from the Cameroon side.
Cameroon at number 10, Priso Ndingo says, I can not only kick, I can tackle as well. As she makes that tackle on Vaina Ubisi.
Getting it to the backs.
Oh, what a hands there from Verushka Grain. Just giving that ball out.
Working and keep pumping those legs. Vaina with the handoff. Ramandi looking up to see where that ball is.
Looking at Vaina there, she took out 2-3 players just on her own.
Oh, and a yellow card.
That's the last thing that you want to see in a rugby game. You want your 415 to be on the field, because now this is added pressure. Added pressure on the Cameroon side for this last 5 minutes.
Yes, especially when they're sitting with you in your half.
Oh, what a kick there from Mary Zulu to exit. Gets it properly on the 5. And guess what they're going to do, Amber?
Straight back into our set piece play.
I can bet you. Good money it's going to be a more. Oh, South Africa tried to go quick there.
The ref has something to say about it.
Just confirmation of that yellow card to Cameroon's tight head prop, Magala, Gladys.
Cameroon disrupting the South African lineout.
The tackle there just a bit high from Lindelo Gwala, but not too dangerous, says the referee. And Cameroon have an opportunity now to just clear their lines a little bit and get a breather.
Being a man short, they're going to want to get out of here as fast as possible.
Most definitely.
And a ball gone very, very skew.
And again, Nompumelelo Mate, you see, she was just ready for that. I think she's anticipating those overthrows now.
She has her eyes squarely on that 10. She will not let her out of her sight. Back at the scrum for the South African team. Ramandi Potgieter to feed in.
I think just looking at the caliber of players in that scrum for South Africa, looking at Sizo Pila, Solondosi, looking at Nompumelelo Mate, Nomsa Mokwai, Nolusiniso Boy, Sandilisi Charlie, Fana Ubisi. These are big names in South Africa. These are big players, players with experience. Just in that scrum, you're looking at over 100 caps.
Definitely.
And that speaks experience. That is definitely something.
Yes, and I think that's what you need in the team is, experience. That time to play. Sizo with a pick-off off the back of the scrum.
Working her legs and pumping, and a pure Buklenyanda right there just to clean and secure that ball.
Just talking about those caps, it's great to see that some of the girls are coming up to, the 50s. Which is obviously a big milestone. Hopefully we'll get to see Cindy reach that. And it just goes to show with South Africa, against other teams such as England and such who have caps of over 100, you know, it's great to see us reaching those bigger numbers, which goes to show that we are definitely getting more test matches, which creates more experience, which creates better depth in our team.
Definitely, and that's what you look for. I mean, especially if you're a team looking to go to the big show next year, which is that World Cup, you're looking to get as many caps as possible with your players, because then you know you've got experience, and even if you don't have players with 100 caps or 50 caps, you have players with maybe 5 caps, another player with 15 caps, and another player with 20 caps. That's mix in a team, and that's also just game time under the belt.
Yeah, and I think Coach Louis Kuhn has worked very hard to try and get some depth into the squad, which is great to see. Another big hit there from Cameroon.
And South Africa go again at the 5 meter of Cameroon. Oh, carry there from Sanelisiwe Charlie. Nomsa Makwai working there with Pure Ushenyanda. Oh, unfortunate there from Nompumelelo Mate. Just that ball not going to hand. And Cameroon have a scrum on their 5 meter line, with the hooter just going off. So it's going to be interesting what South Africa would want to do here with the last few seconds of this half. This is just that replay of Nompumelelo Mate. That ball just not going to hand, and the hit also coming in hard and strong from Cameroon.
Let's see if they can get out. And it's a big scrum from South Africa.
Push from South Africa. South Africa get the penalty, and that is the half.
No, it just looks to me as the Cameroon side is just starting to get a little bit tired in those scrums. They work very hard to keep South Africa out, so those forwards are just losing a little bit momentum.
No, it's been a great half of rugby from the South African team, from the Cameroon team as well. South Africa go into the break leading 21-0, and that's how things end at the end of the first half.
Elutsara. Zana de Zana de Penacona Watarina de Akarana Drixa, Madagascar, Chaya Cantau, Madagotazani, Roma Mafnata Zani, Roma Vita Gassi, Produit Vita Malagasy, Narakamni, Ade, Nani Akarana, Drixa, Société Rai, Panamotandreni, Roma Vita Gassena, Zane Rebam Soutmouzana de modération par modération. Fatigué, soutien, c'était tout à fait un cas au bien. Attention les plans, ya. Watikayeta, Panuanani, so. Makila Diso, Panum Captelu, Nila Watika, Andon Kaza Maki. Leona Dolum, Resacapnareto, Dia Eva Miskuani, Fetsketiana, Zerton Retu, Atochka, Pompon Curl. Mais il y a des mamies, années, Miss Divamia, Miss Evana, Zastona, Zampa, Saremo, Lopone. Miss Fetsketiana, Antananarivo, supportrice, Makile, direto, Dia Tigareta, Miarabiwaka, Miufa Ufa, Wani, Makile di, Nana Totske, Nipano Rugby Babi, Zai, Yara Penakulu, ministre du Sport, Yoyankwa, Totskawe, Apiagamasa, Omnisani, Totskawe, ministre Panatatena, Izani. Dia iba itachiketewa Romana Palefana Yako délégation de Marsamema Itachikelua Dia Lalawani Zareu Afrique du Sud Cameroun 19-0 Lusans au score Asana Bolaya Katijimo la Bakama perte Fula Chika Ya Yoyako les centres de rugby Dia Rapendona Dodaonia Naropilalo ancien rugbyman Chef Atachona Dodaonia Tsumatstenen Ronaldo Zatira T-shirt à l'ouvre Tishnam So Kademera Patikareta ancien joueur de rugby Mana Maïsa Staola Malouch Nandretu Makil Etiet Reva Maïta Planeta Na Matet Katim Narem Denandret ancien joueur rugby toi Eva Ilo Nissan Napalaza Madagascar Kachara Arapena Zario de Tugasuitika ancien rugbyman de Madagascar ça c'est Pilalo Madagascar c'est Manutsna Mame Funachandretu, Mikey, Lady Retu. Ronaldo, Femo, Mercamretu, sportrice Reto. Timano, Mercamano Fetsketiane, de San Manuana, Sashira Vamaresa, 60 antique. J'ai l'unena, quoi, pas de fataxi, antique, Samanana Nevotolia. Dia, Metka, ne répondre dans 12 ans, il y a ton rugby. Tena Netumo, rugby, c'est autant de foot. Ou la Malakam, Madame Sam, ou la Tistiva Malakam. Nato Konangutsak Malakam Zantam Samftozania, Fadiara Pena, un joueur de rugby, Malagasy, Zaymanutsnati Lalondi, Yoyakut Kafauka Yetaret, Diara Paetika Yakua, Iretu Société Pamukachana Tochke Pro di Malagasy, Ade, Nana Karana Drixa, c'est Pamukachandre Tochkawe, Aroma Vitakasren, Tchatsa Kurnum Sutwa, Charam Sutwa, Atopa Modération Zania. Oentina makaflin any amin'ny fety rehefa mijery bio mahafinaritra zany sady tsara produit vita malagasy ary dia ny ataontsika ny ademo zany na ny ataontsika akarana drix mpamokatra an'ireny Rome reny dia malohana tanteraka an'ity rugby ity tournoi zay hitantsika kanina 2024 ity dia ry zareo anisany ataontsika hoe malohana an'ity lalao Izany amin'izany efa tamin'ny 2012 izay no foronan'ity société ity reto hitantsika ato ambany reto nataontsika hoe supportrice ny Madagascar na Makilady efa reto ambany reto asa hoana aloha fetsiketrehan zareo fa dia ho teneniko aminareo hoe inona le zavatra isy eo rehefa mandeha ny lalao nalohan'izany lalao zany dia asa hoe inona le ataon zareo aloha hoe klapinina ve sa misy an'y ve sa asa misy anao inona aloha dia hitantsika eto dia lalao kana 2024 nandrik dia fementia dia ni Yonani réserve Afrique du Sud Cameroun. Il va y inscrire un tableau 19-0. On va voir la suite.
Welcome back to the second half of Cameroon versus South Africa. It's 21-0 to South Africa. We have a kickoff from South Africa as we just wait for the refs to get into place. Sandy for Charlie looking very serious there.
She's ready for the game to get going. And that is the first kick of the second half here in Antananarivo, Madagascar, where we are watching South Africa versus Cameroon in the first game of the Women's Africa Cup.
And Snare, it looks like they've adjusted the score there back to 19, so we were unsure when they went in. But it looks like they've changed it and a decision was made.
Oh no, my way to Mabenge, just not ready for that ball there.
And we have a loose ball, and this is where Cameroon play really well. They play well when it's chaotic.
And they know how to
and these
to
offloads.
Yeah, Cameroon just holding up the ball there, trying to get it out. And the 10 with a box kick there. Let's just look. That was a frantic piece of play there from both sides, actually.
Yeah, I think when the loose ball goes, I think Cameroon reacted quite well as soon as that ball went to ground. Unfortunately, the player down for Cameroon. Not quite sure what's happened.
Yeah, I've actually just spotted a few changes there with the South African team. Seeing Lusanda Dumke on the pitch now.
It looks like Cameroon is ready to make some changes here too.
The player there with the yellow card, Gladys Magala, still on the bench, who got that yellow card towards the end of the first half.
We have a change for the prop here.
The number 10 from South Africa.
They look to have changed their hooker as well for Cameroon.
Just watching that replay there, Pio Gusenyanda gathering the ball and offloading to Mary Zulu.
And what a run!
What a carry from the replacement there, Lusanda Dumke, number 20. Very experienced player, a player who has been in the setup for very long. I mean, she took that ball straight from the 5 to the 10. That is quite impressive, I don't want to lie. And it speaks to experience as well. Lusanda Dumke also a player from the Bulls days, replaces Nolusundiso Boy, the captain.
Good ball.
think just a retake of that line out. I'm not too sure what actually happened there, but the ref just asking South Africa to retake that line out. And it goes to hand for Nomsa Mokwai. The penalty going to Cameroon there, and South African players are just confused as to...
Yeah, so just stepping off of the maul, at some point you do have to hit it.
Romandi Potricha, the captain on field right now, just trying to get some clarification from the ref, just to tell the forwards, listen, this is what's happening. But the forwards don't look too happy there from South Africa.
You know, sometimes when you're playing a game, it feels like you're playing the other team and you're playing the ref. We try and keep them on side as much as you can.
Oh, what a scrum there from South Africa, and they get the penalty as well. And knock there from the Cameroon players. The scrum from South Africa today has just been potent. It's been strong. It's been destructive, if I can put it like that.
Definitely. Sitting to feed in again. Be nice to see some launches off of these scrums for the South African backs. They look like they're ready to go.
South Africa there with the penalty, and Mary Zulu about to kick for touch once again. South Africa now playing against the wind.
Yeah, kicking is going to make a difference in this half. We're going to have to see the golden boot of Mary Zulu come out.
Oh, Nomsa Mokwai there.
And a break there.
From Vaina Ubisi, and it's a try. Vaina Ubisi smiles there from the team of the Springbok women.
Cameroon not looking too happy under the posts. But it comes down to the team, you know, if you're sitting under your post, it's that mentality. Can you turn back on? Can you go next job?
And it's going to be important for Cameroon now just to turn back, to turn on their minds and like switch on and say, listen, let's focus on the next job, because that first 3 minutes of the first half, of the second half, my apologies, was actually so good from them. Like, they were able to disrupt South Africa's play. They were able to play quite a lot of rugby as well.
And like we said, the wind just interfering with that kick.
Mary Zulu there. Experienced youngster, if I can put it like that, a player that has been growing within this game of rugby, as a player coming from the unders and now in the national team.
Let's see if we can get Cameroon to apply some pressure here. They've defended very well. We'd like to see them just attack a bit more.
As we see Magala Gladys coming back onto the pitch after that yellow card, it's good to have her back, and her team will certainly be happy to have her back on the pitch.
Oh, and what an impact she's making.
Lusanda Dumke, a player that needs no introduction in this game.
She's come on at halftime and she's absolutely changed the game. She's playing some real running rugby.
A strong ball carrier as well is Lusanda Dumke. And I'm looking for that same mentality and that same spirit from Cameroon. I would love to see them just put up some phases. Let's
Definitely
put up some phases in this game and see where that can get them.
I think they thrive when they play offloading rugby and they actually start running with the ball. So it'd be nice to see them.
Oh, a great run there from Pio Gushenyanda, getting the ball from that breakaway from Sizo.
South Africa in this dangerous territory now. Can they keep it together?
And the ball just goes forward there from Lusanda Dumke. And pats on the back of the players' backs. That's when you know that your team is supporting you. Verushka Grain there, who went for a really great line, getting that offload to Mary Zulu, and Mary Zulu just not getting that last pass out to Lusanda Dumke, and when the team had the numbers.
I'm just watching this crowd flood in, coming to support their girls.
It's a turnover there from the South African side.
And you have numbers on the outside. And simple hands, that's it.
Simple hands does it, and Verushka Grain is in for a try. I love how unselfish that was.
Absolutely.
Because 3 players had the opportunity to score that try, but they rather said, listen, I'm going to pass this ball on, and the person with the easiest entry is going to take it. And that's what you want from a team at the end of the day. Verushka Grain there, the try scorer of that last try from the Springbok women.
Absolutely, it is, and I think that's the team mentality.
That's where you want every team to be. I think that's where you strike a sweet spot with unselfish rugby.
Mary Zulu having another go at the goalposts. She does it.
Mary Zulu does not make a mistake on this one and puts some power behind that ball as it flew over the post.
And it's been nice to see her get into more of a commanding role in that 10 jersey.
As you see some changes there for the South African women and a replay of this try. It was just so beautiful how all the players came around, from Nomawe to Mabenge to Kumatkawe to Verushka Grain, and she goes over and she dots it down.
Here we go again, the footwork. Oh, she's just powering through this team. Let's see what we can do. A little bit of a loose ball there. Can we sort it out? And a handoff there from Verushka Grain.
Unfortunately, she just stepped into touch. I think the ball's just not going to hand there for South Africa. You could see that they were setting up for a kick there, but then the ball went to Mary Zulu and the back line called it. I seem to believe.
Looks like we have had a change for the number 2, Lindalwa Gwala, for Rosaline Burtis, number 16.
Cameroon with a chance now in South Africa's half to make something happen, and unfortunately that line out's just not going the way of Cameroon. They do get the penalty there, and that's just confirmation of that change of Apio Ngwevu, who comes in now for Pio Gushenyanda.
see if our replacement hooker can handle the pressure of the scrums. And they definitely can.
Cameroon taking that ball out really quickly.
Looking a bit messy.
Oh, and there South Africa just gives the penalty off to Cameroon. I think that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to give penalties off in your own half, because it's
Definitely.
now you have to defend in your own half.
And I think all teams, you know, they say that you need to stay under 10 penalties a game, and it's a hard thing to do. I think it helps if the ref is on your side, and it helps if the wind is going your way.
Yeah, but just looking right now, Cameroon has an opportunity on South Africa's 22 to make something happen with this line out. Whether they can maul or whether they can do something else.
Yes, it will be nice to see. I don't think we've actually seen them go for a proper maul setup.
Oh, it seems
Here
like
we
they
go.
just go into one now.
They can stop a maul. Can they create momentum off a maul?
They decide to take it out, and they're just playing hands. Oh,
What a
hit from Verushka Grain there at the back. Ball goes to Vaina Ubisi. South Africa just playing off some scraps right now.
See if they can reorganize.
The ball there available for Rumandi.
Looks like she's going to kick it up and under.
And it goes Michaela Samboya chasing there and puts pressure on the kick. Mary Zulu gives it to Beandre Dolph, who runs right through the team. Michaela Samboya.
Michaela with no one in front of her.
And she's got pace to
Pushing it.
burn.
Michaela Samboy, and making it nice and easy for the kicker right under the post.
Under the post there. Well done from Beandre Dolph, who just came into this game.
Definitely.
And hit. What a run.
And she created that play. That is her try.
Michaela Samboya with the try, number 11 of South Africa. Goes through there, pace to burn. She just ran.
Nice to see the backs getting involved in this game. It was very heavily forward in the first half, and now to see them have these nice open plays, which is exciting to watch. You know, it's that running rugby, those offloads, just getting that ball through the hands. That's the rugby that is exciting to watch. As much as I'm a forward and I love our set piece, you know, that's the one that keeps you entertained.
No, definitely, but it kind of speaks to, you can see what South Africa was trying to do in the first few minutes, with Mary Zulu there putting total points on the board and striking that conversion brilliantly. There's a replay of that try there. Beandre
Dolph with the step.
Oh, right through the middle. To Lusanda Tunke.
Great decision making.
And Michaela Samboya said, I'm off. Oh, what beautiful running stride there from Michaela Samboya. No one was going to catch her there.
And a little bit of a grubber kick. Verushka Grain just losing her feet there.
Rumandi sitting up there again for one of those contestable kicks.
Yes, and South Africa seem to regain.
The ball just not going to hand there for Vaina Ubisi. It just seemed like there were too many forwards in that call there.
Yes. It looked a little bit untidy. I think she wasn't quite sure who she was passing to.
Cameroon have a scrum still in South Africa's half. I think they've been playing a lot of rugby in South Africa's half, in the second half.
A lot of pressure on that 10. but she gets away.
Oh, she's got a step on her there. The 10 Priso Ndingi.
And a kick. Oh, you don't want that ball to go to her.
No my way to Mabenge. She's also
Beats her
got
on the
pace
outside.
to burn. She tries to just step in and
Let's
out.
see if we can organize this. Yes. And what a gap.
Vina Obisi hitting the gap there. Oh, I thought Cameroon almost had it there.
Here we go.
And the pass from Verushka Grain is good to Michaela Samboya again.
And
she's
it
in
through.
for her second one.
South Africa seem to be finding their stride in the second half.
Most definitely, they're playing through the phases, and the phases they're building up, and that's what happens when you build up phases so well. You have players just running in, walking in for tries, if I can put it like that.
We have another Cameroon player just on the ground. The testimony for physical rugby and what this match has actually been.
This match has not been easy for either teams. That last pass there from Lusanda Dumke, who's come into this game, and this is her second assist of a try. And just the close-up of that try, Verushka Grain did so well to actually get that ball off to Lusanda Dumke.
Just an easy pace into for Michaela.
Unfortunately, the wind not working in favor.
Scoreline currently 43-0 to South Africa. The second half has definitely awoken, I'd say, the backs.
And as you say that, Amber, I see the stadium starting to fill up as well, and it's becoming a bit loud in here. I think everybody's getting ready for that second game between Madagascar and Kenya.
Definitely. And a little bit of a failed kick over there, unfortunately. The opportunity for South Africa to
show that scrumming power.
The backs setting up something here that's looking very dangerous.
I was about to ask, what is that scrum in? The way Cameroon almost ran over the box.
I think they got
there.
a little bit excited. I think they've had a talking to at halftime, and I think they're just ready to try and come out and put some damage in these scrums. Unfortunately, Ramandi Bukheteta has not put that ball in yet.
Better defensive effort from Cameroon on the scrum. I must say they did try and put some power behind it and not just let South Africa walk over them.
Definitely. You know, I think if you're sitting and playing on the back foot out of set piece, it's very difficult to get that platform to go forward. And I think that's just what Cameroon is struggling with, is just when you're playing on that back foot, you can't get the rest of your backs involved in that game. You know, the same as what's happening in the South African team. They're just getting that platform to play off of.
These set pieces now. I hear you.
We do it all for you, backs. We're here for you. Much better from the Cameroon side, holding it a little bit better. They really are fighting.
What a pass.
Dolph.
Good hands from Andre Dolph and Nomawetu Mabenge.
And the handoff.
Hands it off. Goes
Can
to the
she keep
inside.
it in? Yes. Ramandi in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah. Just a bit of a scuffle there, actually.
Yeah,
I think Ramandi had to get that ball out of that ruck, but unfortunately just didn't have the support there already, and Cameroon just kicked it out. Not too far though. South Africa still in the 22 of Cameroon.
Rosaline just having a little question here of what is straight and what is down the middle with one of the refs. Our linesman not looking too happy.
Oh, the wind definitely picking up.
Yeah, this is definitely hard. You can see from the flags just how much that wind is affecting this game. Unfortunately, they take the turnover and they disrupt that line out.
South Africa just doesn't want to get out of this area right now, and the kick does exactly that for.
And the ball back in the dangerous hands
of Andre Dolph and Makela Samboya with the show and go. What a play there with Makela Samboya, and in the space of merely how many minutes? 10 minutes?
Not even.
She's got a hat trick.
It just seems as if the Cameroon side is now just struggling to keep up with the fitness. They just seem to be losing their little bit of luster that they had. You know, in the beginning, they came out firing and they were doing a great job at the start of the game, and it just looks like they're just losing their momentum a little bit.
Makela Samboya there, just a replay of that try. With the show and go, and Mary Zulu.
She's fighting against the wind for this kick. You can just see on screen the amount of tries and conversions.
Oh, and it's good.
And it's through.
From Mary Zulu, making no mistake. Makela Samboya with the hat-trick. Mary Zulu with the conversion. She's been good today.
Just having a look down at Coach Louis Kuhn for the South African side, and he's got a massive smile on his face. He's looking very happy with that.
There was great hands there from the South African players, just playing the ball through the hands.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of a better kick here from Cameroon to give them some playing room, and it is good.
It's deep, right into the hands of Lusanda Dumke, and we know what she can do when she has the ball in her hands.
Yeah, it's taking 3 players just to take her down. You know, I don't like it when she runs at you.
I don't think you want to be the player on the other end of that. Mary Zulu, the ball
with open space.
Oh,
can they get this ball in? Dolph just hanging onto that ball.
The clean is good. Oh, there's a player down there for the Cameroon side. Oh, and a knocked ball there as well. Good pressure there from Nomawetu Mabenge on the number 15 of Cameroon, Susie Mbenya. Just looking at the crowd there, Madagascar fans out in numbers to support this game of rugby, this game of women's rugby. We are in Antananarivo, Madagascar, for the Africa Cup.
Just waiting on a player to be removed from the pitch. She is walking off, so it does look like she is going to be okay.
The number 4 there of the Cameroon side, Kathy Nyanga Ewane.
Incredibly focused faces of the Cameroon side.
They have a point to prove, and I think they want to prove a point, and they just haven't had the ball, and they haven't had the space to play the type of rugby that they have. I mean, if we're looking at this game, possession has been majority South Africa, and Cameroon, in the times that they have had the ball, they've actually been dangerous.
Yeah, they have been. And I think when they play, you know, that expansive rugby where they're moving the ball and they're running and they're getting some pace on the ball, that's when they can be at their most dangerous. And they just haven't had that chance this game.
Yeah.
I must say they have done very well to deal with, you know, our mauls and our lineouts. The set piece, they have done a good job.
Oh,
looks like it has gone backwards, but the ref says no.
You could see what South Africa was just trying to do there, go around the backs of those players, and unfortunately the ball just not going to hand.
This just seems another player on the ground. It just falling to pieces here for Cameroon. Unfortunately, like, this has been such a physical game. And, you know, if you have not prepared enough, you're going to have players on the ground.
Just watching a replay of that previous try from Michaela Samboya. She wasn't involved much in the first half, but in this second half she's just come alive.
Definitely. And it's been much more forward-based rugby in the first half. There was lots of mauls, lots of lineouts, lots of scrums. This second half of rugby just looks like we're trying to utilize our backs a little bit more and play around the Cameroon side. And just an overthrow there, not quite getting it right in the lineout. I don't know if you can hear the crowd in the background, but they are going wild. I think they're getting all excited for the Madagascar game that is up after this. Just seems like a good day out for everybody.
Yes, it's a Saturday and it's a great day for rugby.
Forwards just staying low. You don't want to exit into Bayandre Dolph's hands.
I think they've marked it. They've said, you know what, you had one too many chances. They take her down in that instance, Bayandre Dolph.
Charlie with a nice little tip line and some offload rugby.
South Africa playing great offloads there.
Not quite sure what happened in that breakdown.
South Africa there with the penalty and choosing to tap and go. That is something that you don't usually see from the South Africans.
Yeah, I think we're very set-piece heavy, but I think they said, let's just play rugby. We're on top, why not?
Yes, and Apiwe Ngwevu with the try. The right call there from Mary Zulu to just tap and go.
Unfortunately, I don't think everybody else realized what was happening.
Apiwe Ngwevu there with the try.
Also returning to the squad after quite a long period away from injury.
Just watch that replay of the try there. Just easy hands, draw and pass, and over the line, South African walk.
Some changes now. Taylor Kinsey coming on for Ramanda Poketa, and then I don't know if you can see who the next change is there.
That
we
next
have
change.
Koliswa
Kuzwayo coming in for Sanelisiwe Charlie there on that prop position. Yeah, just that kick a bit off from Mary Zulu. But it's nothing to worry about. I'm sure you'd want your kicker to put all the points on the board, but at this point South Africa leading Cameroon with quite a mighty score, 55-0. Oh, the ref calls it back there and says, listen, Lusanda Dumke, I think that was a forward pass, and just brings it back there. And Cameroon will have a scrum in South Africa's half with only 7 minutes to go of this game. I'm really keen to see what Cameroon can do, and if they can actually use this and play some good rugby.
I think for them it would be great just to get some points on the board. Nobody wants to leave a game with nothing. So I think just trying to get something up will be good for them. And a pick and go from the number 20, which has actually helped them take them some gain line. Here, same thing. I think they've started to find out this is what they need to do.
And then they go to their most trusted player, Priso Ndingo, the 10 of the Cameroon team. Cameroon putting up some faces.
The drop ball there.
Ball just not going to hand there, and picked up by Nomsa Mokwai. Taylor Kingsley, the new 9 for the South African players, and the ball is in the hands of Michaela Simboya, dangerous player there on that wing, the number 11, the left wing of the South African team.
Just bringing it back for the penalty. Taylor wanting to play quick. Ref says no.
South Africa saying, listen, what we know best is scrums. And they call the Cameroon players back, and we're going to have a scrum for the set piece.
Unfortunately, a knock on there.
And it's picked up again by Andrian Do from Cameroon, who's actually, since she's come on, been quite influential for Cameroon.
Here we go.
This pass just not going to hand there for Cameroon. But they'll have another opportunity to get the ball out and try and make something happen with the last few minutes of this game.
Let's see if they can just get this ball out. I think for them at this moment in the scrums is to just get the ball out as fast as possible and then get it to their backs and let them play. That offload rugby, that expansive rugby, and then they can just see if they can get on top. taking a bit too long
Ball
to
is
get the ball
out.
out. And we have Taylor Kinsey on top.
And the ref just brings it back again.
Yeah, the penalty
ball.
counts in this game has been quite high.
I don't know if either team will be happy with that. You really want to keep your penalties as low as possible. You don't want to give away such penalties as a team.
No, it can really cost you in the game. You know, just small penalties, and when they start to rack up, you just find you're not playing to your ultimate.
Penalty there. I think Mate just putting her head
They're
out
going to
of
play
that.
on top. Let's see what they can do here. Good carry there. And she's decided to kick it.
Right behind, but Beandre Dov just gets it. And
Oh,
what
and
a pass!
out the back door.
No more to Mapenge.
Can she just stop it?
Oh, Cameroon, get the call for them, and South Africa.
Come on, Cameroon. Just organize.
Cameroon looking to tap and go.
Their biggest player putting straight into the South African team.
Crystal Ange there taking that carry, and now to the number 10.
Little offload.
Oh,
Tip.
they are fighting
keep
hard,
going?
Cameroon.
South Africa throwing all their bodies into stop. Once you get into this position, it's incredibly hard to defend these pick and goes.
Cameroon really just going for these pick and goes. They really want this. You can see it in the way that they're playing. Tackle not releasing there against South Africa.
It looks like they might be going for post. No, they've decided they're going to get this try.
They really want to go for it.
Oh, what a stop. Let's see if they can play out of here. Now it's good decisions. You have to make these good decisions. You can't go alone and get left alone, because South Africa will turn you over so quickly. The ball is out.
Oh, South Africa's defense pays off in the end. Cameroon really worked hard. I'm really proud of them. Like, flip, that was good.
Yeah, they did, and especially in the first half, their defense was really, really great. I think they just started to lose it a little bit in the end, maybe just fatigue, but they really did put up a good fight for South Africa.
Looking at this last play from Cameroon that they just had now, the phases that they put up. If we were seeing this a bit earlier in the game, I think Cameroon would be on the board with points.
Them finally pushing in the scrums, holding, try and keep it in.
They give it to Mary Zulu, who says,
this game is over.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this game between South Africa and Cameroon. It ends 55-0 for South Africa. The Springbok women walking away with the win in this game, and Cameroon with work to do before they come back in the week, as they will be playing against Madagascar as well. But a solid game. Amber, thank you for joining me on this one.
Thank you.
Oh, tsara tolo tsy dia tsara apekara volume mare. Oh, tsara tolo ve pakavia tena makiladio. On fait les shows ici au stade Makis Madagascar. Et va tol ni pakafiani. Oh, tsara